How's it going, everyone? The Packers just came out with a bit of news that kind of came out of left field in a way, but it's not too shocking when you think about it. The Green Bay Packers have decided to suspend cornerback Jaire Alexander for one game, stating that it's conduct deemed detrimental to the team. And that seems to be based off his actions when he just went onto the field at the beginning of the coin toss against the Panthers, even though he wasn't a captain, then proceeded to call the coin toss. And when we won the coin toss, he strictly said to the ref that we would like the defense on the field. Luckily, the ref was kind of nice for us and tried to correct it, because if he didn't correct it and just said, okay, you're on defense, that would have mean that the Carolina Panthers would have received the ball in the first and the second half. But luckily, the ref, considering they do talk to the coaches before the coin toss, hey, what do you want if you guys win? He gave Jaire the chance to correct himself and say to defer. Now, it seems like such a minuscule thing that you have to say defer to this day, but it is still in the rules, and it's something that has to be said if you want to be on defense pretty much on the first half and get the ball in the second half. So, a few days later, the Packers have decided to suspend Jaire Alexander, and Gutekunst made this decision in tandem with Matt LaFleur. Goody did release a press statement stating, "The decision to suspend a player is never easy and not one we take lightly. Unfortunately, Jaire's actions prior to the game in Carolina led us to take this step. As an organization, we have an expectation that everyone puts the team first. While we are disappointed, we had a good conversation with Jaire this morning and fully expect him to learn from this as we move forward together. We look forward to welcoming him back next week, as he is a valued member of this team and will continue to be in the future." And so that means that we will not have cornerback Jaire Alexander against the Minnesota Vikings, who have Justin Jefferson, where Jaire has had very good games and very bad games, and he's been 50-50. And this year he has pretty much been terrible every game he's played, just about. Even when he came back against the Panthers, he did not have a good game. Now, fast forward a few hours after Gutekunst's statement release, Matt LaFleur did meet with the press after practice, and he was asked, hey, was the suspension due to the coin toss and him going out there and him messing up? And Matt LaFleur just simply stated that it's never just one thing, which makes it sound like there's a culmination of things behind the scenes that led to this. Now, he did instantly follow that up with, it's not because he hasn't been playing this year. So pretty much trying to take that storyline out of the media's mouth, because they probably would put that out there like, oh, this is kind of getting back at him for him sitting when he could have been playing, that kind of stuff. So he pretty much tried to take that out of the potential of what it could have been. And then Matt LaFleur briefly stated a couple more things, that he thinks Ja's going to be here with the Packers for a very long time and that he's a hell of a player. And then afterwards, they did ask Matt LaFleur about how he feels his relationship is with Jaire Alexander after the suspension, simply stating that, "I absolutely am confident that the relationship between me and Jaire will be better for this. We had a great conversation this morning, and I'm looking forward to having him back going forward." So Matt LaFleur really wouldn't state any more beyond that. They did try to entice him to try to get him to say more, but anytime they would ask about Jaire, he pretty much said Minnesota Vikings, simply saying, we're now going to talk about the Minnesota Vikings and no longer about the situation with Ja. So with that, we won't have Jaire Alexander for the game against the Minnesota Vikings. Like I said, he hasn't played well this year, so Carrington Valentine should be taking his spot on the outside corner next to Eric Stokes. Who sticks Justin Jefferson, or if they just keep a base alignment, it's going to be a little bit interesting. I feel like they're going to keep a base alignment and not have someone follow him, because we haven't done that before with Barry. And when it comes to Joe Barry's defense, it feels like it's not going to matter at this rate. But who knows? Like, we played well against the Lions and Chiefs. We could play well. We still don't know who their quarterback is, and that quarterback could just suck or become one of the best players to ever play the game. There seems to be no middle ground this season with Joe Barry's defense. But in the end, I am glad that something was done, because if he is acting a bit of a fool and kind of just doing things on his own, especially just going out for a coin toss, like, it's such a small thing, but just going out there, not even letting the head coach know, just taking it upon yourself and doing it, I think a statement does need to be made, like, hey, we're not going to tolerate this, but we will tolerate Joe Barry still being our defensive coordinator, even though he's terrible, and we'll let the Carolina Panthers score 30 points on us. But I digress. So let me know what you think down in the comments. If you liked the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and as always, go Pack Go.